What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It's time for a track review of the new Chainsmokers singer featuring Halsey, an American singer who's blown up in the past year or so. The new track is called Closer, Chainsmokers being a New York-based duo, production, electronic music, stuff like that. They've had a couple of hits that are phenomenal. Roses featuring Roses, and then of course the track featuring Daya, Don't Let Me Down, being some of my favorite tracks of 2016 thus far. But for some reason, both of those songs took me forever to hear. I just kept seeing them around and I was like, I know who the Chainsmokers are. They made that complete satire track that wasn't meant to be taken seriously and hated as a horrible song, Selfie. But for whatever reason, I did not check out more of the Chainsmokers stuff, and I regret doing so. So I knew I had to go ahead and get my ears on the new track Closer featuring Halsey. How does it hold up? Well, I can't say that I enjoyed it right off the bat. There were a few problems, something that just felt a little bit too formulaic for me, but then again, I only heard the iTunes preview, which is about a minute and a half, I believe, the first time I heard it. But then the first time I even heard the full track, there was still something that didn't quite click, but I really started to enjoy the rotation between male and female vocals on this track. Halsey and the group's own Andrew Taggart actually team up, and he starts off the track. This is the first time that we have ever seen the Chainsmokers singing on their own songs. It's like whenever Calvin Harris does it. It's totally surprising whenever a DJ hops on the mic. And lo and behold, he sounds fantastic. He's probably my favorite part of this song. Not that Halsey's part isn't enjoyable by any means, because I do think that she delivers one of her best vocal performances here that I've heard thus far in terms of like singles that she's released. I obviously was not a fan of a lot of the stuff that she did. Just really feels kind of pandering to like Tumblr-esque youth culture. Tracks like New Americana and even Castle, Ghost. I just wasn't a huge fan of Halsey. But then there were tracks like Roman Holiday and Colors that showed more of what she could do with that voice and the talent that she actually is. So I definitely have hope for her in the future. I just feel like right now she needs to get out of this rut that she's in terms of just like making these songs that just feel like they're pandering to a certain target demographic, and that's it. Closer definitely does play it up for the millennial thing once again, but it does so in a way that it's a little bit more enjoyable and could be applicable to other situations. It's not just a super timed song, you know? Whenever you listen to albums like 1989 by Taylor Swift, it's one of those things where you don't ever hear any references to like modern things, or, you know, it could just be set in any time. And that's why I love movies like It Follows, because you have to kind of guess as to when this was set, when it took place. And instead of just like name checking things here, they do a pretty good job in Closer of kind of staying away. You know, they're saying, you know, I saw you at a bar. It's talking about an ex getting back together with them, maybe hooking up for one night, and I do like the idea of that. We see things from the male perspective and from the female perspective, and like I was saying, they do a pretty good job of keeping it kind of ambiguous as to what entirely is going on. We see basically there's this connection still. It might have been 4 years later. Who knows how much longer it could have been, or it could be, but these feelings would still be there, and maybe you act on your animal instincts from time to time and you actually give in to those fleshly desires, end up hooking up for a night, and that's what the song is all about, it seems to be. And like I said, I do enjoy seeing the song, even though it does get a little bit repetitive, because in the second verse, Halsey's basically countering everything with the exact same thing, except from her perspective, and I kind of got annoyed with that at first, but I guess the more I listened to it, the more enjoyable it became for me, and I see why they did that, why it makes sense, and it goes pretty well with the vibe of this song. I didn't care for the drop at first, but it has grown on me. That's something that I can say for just this song in general. I would say give it time. Let it sink in with you. You might not like it at first, but with repeated listens, it does become much more enjoyable. For me, I already added it to my playlist. I think that I could see myself listening to this more in the future. I'll be definitely giving it more listens. I think it's a good summer track. It's very chill in a way, kind of atmospheric. It's not quite as intense of a drop as some of the other Chainsmokers tracks, and I do like that they're mixing it up a little bit, trying some new things, collaborating with new people obviously, and they seem to bring on the female voice quite often, something that I am a huge fan of. Just female vocals in general, especially on electronic music, it usually sounds fantastic. So this track with Halsey, closer. I'm gonna go with a strong 3.5, maybe even a light 4 out of 5. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Are you guys digging this new backdrop? I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this for all of my videos or what I'm gonna do. I'm just playing around with some stuff right now, seeing what looks good. Sound off in the comment section down below, and you can of course check out another track review or another video I did about Halsey by clicking the little annotations directly below me. Thanks for watching this track review, hitting the like button on it, and subscribing to the channel because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. If there's other songs that you'd like to see me talk about, I know I'm not going to talk about the new Rejects song or the new Tovlo song because I find them both to be quite awful in their own senses. Maybe some other tracks that came out recently that you'd like to see my opinion on, definitely sound off in the comments and maybe I'll get to it soon. August is a very busy month for me, so I can't promise anything, but I hope to see you guys very, very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.